Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Tran, and today I will be talking about one of the biggest cybersecurity breaches of 2022, the Uber data breach. What makes this breach so interesting is that it wasn't caused by a sophisticated hacking technique or some advanced malware. Instead, it was the result of a simple social engineering attack that tricked an Uber employee into handing over access. This incident proves that sometimes the biggest security risk isn't the technology, it's the people using it. So let's dive into what happened. On September 15th, 2022, Uber employees were notified by a Slack message from an unknown user stating, "I am a hacker and Uber has suffered a data breach." At first, many people thought it was a joke, but soon after, screenshots of Uber's internal security tool storage and emails started appearing online. Uber had been hacked and the breach was very much real. The craziest part is that the hacker didn't use some high-tech method. Instead, they used a social engineering technique called MFA fatigue, something that could happen to any of us. So how did they pull this off? Here's how the attack worked. First, the hacker got an Uber employee's login credentials, possibly through phishing or by buying them on the dark web. But Uber had a multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short, meaning the hacker still needed the employee to approve a login request. So, the hacker started spamming the employee with MFA requests over and over again. Imagine getting pop-ups on your phone all day long asking you to approve a login. Eventually, the employee got annoyed and just clicked approve to make it stop. That one click gave the hacker full access to Uber's Slack, AWS, cloud storage, security dashboards, and even internal code. From there, the hacker went even further, finding admin credentials and exposing even more critical Uber systems. Then they publicly announced the breach in Uber's Slack just to prove how deep they had gotten. Who was behind this attack? At first, no one knew who was responsible, but soon it was discovered that the hacker was linked to the Lapsus hacking group. Lapsus is a well-known group that had previously hacked Microsoft, Nvidia, and Okta using similar social engineering tactics. What's interesting about Lapsus is that they don't rely on advanced technical exploits. Instead, they go after human weaknesses, tricking employees into handing over access. And it works. They've managed to infiltrate some of the world's biggest tech companies using these simple methods. So what was the impact of this breach? First, Uber's internal security tools and infrastructure were exposed. While Uber claims that the customer's data wasn't stolen, the fact that a hacker had deep access raised serious concerns. Second, Uber's reputation took a major hit. The company was already under fire for covering up a previous data breach in 2016, so this new attack made things even worse. Regulators and cybersecurity experts started questioning whether Uber was doing enough to protect its systems and employees from threats like this. The lessons we learned is that this breach was a huge wake-up call for companies everywhere. So what are the key takeaways? First, MFA fatigue attacks work. Instead of push notifications, companies should use phishing resistant MFA like physical security keys. Second, limit employee access. Employees should only have access to the systems that they need, which would prevent one compromised account from exposing everything. Finally, security awareness is critical. If the Uber employee had been trained to recognize MFA spam as a red flag, this attack might have been stopped. Ultimately, cybersecurity isn't just about technology, it's also about the people knowing how to recognize threats. At the end of the day, the Uber breach wasn't the result of some advanced hacking method. It happened because one employee got tricked. The hacker didn't break through any firewalls or exploit hidden vulnerabilities. They just took advantage of human error. This case proves that no matter how secure a company's systems are, the biggest vulnerability is often the people using them. That's why cybersecurity training, awareness, and strong access controls are just as important as any technical security measures. So next time you get an unexpected MFA request, think twice before approving it. That one click could be all a hacker needs.